explanation. As you highlighted, we are aiming to hit additional 1 million vehicle with support of 30 new vehicle to be launched in the core market.
Americans are not buying Nissan anymore, and here is the reason why. Nissan is now teetering on the brink of collapse. Dealerships are desperate, slashing prices to move cars no one wants. The automaker is bleeding money, cutting jobs, and watching its reputation crumble. Is this the end of Nissan in the United States? What happened to the brand that once symbolized affordability, reliability, and innovation? A 70% drop in profits, unsold inventory rotting on dealership lots, and production cuts by a shocking 25% have thrown Nissan into chaos. But why are Americans turning their backs on Nissan? Was it a failed plan, market shifts, or something no one expected? And what does this mean for you? Stick around, because this story affects every car owner and buyer in America. What's happening? Nissan's troubles didn't come out of nowhere. The brand, which once dominated American roads with reliable sedans like the Altima and SUVs like the Rogue, has hit an unprecedented low. Over 9,000 employees have lost their jobs worldwide. A 70% drop in anticipated profits has rattled investors, and dealerships are burdened with mountains of unsold vehicles. Imagine rows of shiny new cars collecting dust, some for over 200 days. This isn't just a dealership problem, it's a symptom of a brand losing its connection with consumers. Nissan is now planning a drastic 25% cut in global production. For a company that was once a cornerstone of American car culture, these numbers are devastating. And the financial fallout doesn't end there. Nissan posted a staggering $60 million loss last quarter alone. While the pandemic and supply chain disruptions may have played a role, the truth is clear. Nissan's current crisis is the result of poor decisions and failure to adapt to changing consumer demands. Market miscalculations. So, how did Nissan fall so far? The problem starts with their inability to read the market. While competitors like Toyota focused on hybrid technology and Tesla cornered the EV market, Nissan tried to straddle both worlds and failed. Their iconic Leaf EV, once a trailblazer, has become an afterthought as other brands surpassed it in performance, range, and affordability. Then there's the issue of overproduction. SUVs like the Armada and pickup trucks like the Titan are sitting unsold on dealership lots. Why? Because Nissan underestimated the shift in consumer preferences. Americans now prioritize fuel efficiency and value, yet Nissan continued to churn out large gas-guzzling vehicles with hefty price tags. Speaking of price, Nissan vehicles are no longer seen as the affordable option they once were. With models like the Pathfinder and Maxima creeping into premium price ranges, buyers are turning to competitors that offer better features at a similar cost. Meanwhile, quality concerns surrounding outsourced manufacturing, particularly in Mexico, have further eroded consumer trust. It's not just Nissan's product lineup that's the problem, it's their strategy. While Toyota and Honda doubled down on their strengths, Nissan tried to be everything to everyone. The result? A brand identity that feels confused and out of touch. The ripple effect. If you're a Nissan owner trying to trade in your car, brace yourself for bad news. As new car prices plummet, used car values are tanking even faster. Many owners are now underwater on their loans, with some owing as much as $10,000 more than their car is worth. But it's not just trade-in values causing headaches. Repossession rates are climbing at an alarming rate, up 23% from last year. For many Americans, the first thing to go when financial pressure hits is their auto loan payment. And with Nissan's vehicles losing value so quickly, owners find themselves stuck in a cycle of debt they can't escape. Then there's the broader economic impact. As dealerships slash prices to move inventory, they're setting a dangerous precedent. The more prices drop, the less cars are worth on the resale market. This isn't just a Nissan problem, it's a ripple effect that's disrupting the entire automotive industry. The impact of Nissan's troubles isn't just felt by owners, it's hitting the dealerships directly. The fallout for dealerships. Nissan's struggles are hitting dealerships hard. Across the country, dealerships are packed with unsold inventory. These vehicles aren't just sitting idle, they're costing dealerships money. Every unsold car racks up flooring costs, a type of loan interest dealers pay to keep vehicles on the lot. For many dealers, these costs are becoming unsustainable. Discounts and incentives are now the norm for Nissan. In some cases, dealerships are offering $8,000 off MSRP just to make a sale, but even that isn't enough to clear their lots. Desperation is palpable, and some dealers are resorting to creative financing deals to entice buyers. The strain on dealerships doesn't just affect salespeople, it trickles down to car owners. Falling new car prices decimate the trade-in value of used vehicles. Owners who purchased a Nissan just a few years ago are finding themselves in a painful situation. Their car is worth far less than they owe on it. Negative equity, the amount you owe beyond the car's value, has skyrocketed. On average, Americans owe $7,200 more than their vehicle is worth, and Nissan owners are among the hardest hit. This isn't just a dealership problem, it's a warning sign for the industry. If dealerships can't move inventory and manufacturers like Nissan can't support them, the entire automotive ecosystem risks collapse. Failing to compete. Nissan's fall from grace can be traced back to its failure to stay competitive in an evolving automotive landscape. The brand, once synonymous with value and dependability, now finds itself trailing behind rivals who have outpaced it in innovation, quality, and consumer trust. One glaring issue is Nissan's reliance on outsourced production, with many of its vehicles now manufactured in countries like Mexico. While outsourcing has helped reduce costs, it has also led to quality control concerns that have tarnished the brand's reputation. Consumers who once associated Nissan with reliability now question the durability and craftsmanship of its vehicles. This perception shift has been devastating for a brand that built its identity on trustworthiness. Compounding these issues are Nissan's inflated price tags. Once celebrated for affordability, the brand has priced itself out of its core market. Models like the Nissan Pathfinder and Titan are now competing in price with offerings from premium automakers, but without delivering the same level of quality, innovation, or desirability. A Nissan Titan, for example, is often priced similarly to a Ford F-Series pickup truck, but it lacks the advanced technology, robust towing capacity, and refined interiors that Ford offers. For many buyers, the choice is clear, and it is not Nissan. Then there's the challenge of maintaining relevance in the rapidly expanding electric vehicle market. While competitors like Tesla and Hyundai have captivated buyers with sleek, high-tech models, Nissan's electric vehicle lineup feels outdated. The Nissan Leaf, once a pioneer in the electric vehicle space, has fallen behind in range, features, and design. Buyers looking for an electric vehicle today want cutting-edge technology and a futuristic aesthetic, qualities that the Nissan Leaf no longer provides. Electric vehicle missteps. Nissan's electric vehicle struggles are particularly ironic given its early success with the Nissan Leaf. Released in the year 2010, the Leaf was one of the first mass-market electric vehicles and was hailed as a game-changer for its affordability and eco-friendly appeal. However, Nissan failed to capitalize on its head start, allowing competitors to seize the electric vehicle market while the Leaf stagnated. The most significant issue with the Nissan Leaf is its limited driving range. In a market where electric vehicles routinely offer over 300 miles on a single charge, the Leaf struggles to break 200. For many buyers, range anxiety remains a significant barrier to adopting an electric vehicle, and Nissan's inability to address this concern has pushed potential customers toward brands like Tesla and Ford. Additionally, Nissan's electric vehicle strategy has been plagued by poor marketing and lackluster innovation. Unlike Tesla, which built a devoted fan base through its visionary leader and cutting-edge products, Nissan has failed to generate excitement around its electric vehicle offerings. The absence of a flagship electric vehicle to rival the Tesla Model S or the Ford Mustang Mach-E has left Nissan looking like a follower in a race it once led. Beyond the Leaf, Nissan's efforts to expand its electric vehicle lineup have been sluggish and uninspired. Consumers and critics alike have noted the lack of innovation in new models, which feel like slight variations of existing vehicles rather than bold steps forward. This cautious approach contrasts sharply with the daring designs and groundbreaking technology showcased by competitors. Economic pressures on the brand. While Nissan's internal missteps are significant, external economic pressures have only worsened the situation. Rising interest rates and inflation have made car ownership more expensive than ever, and consumers are feeling the squeeze. With average auto loan rates hovering around 7.2% for new vehicles and over 11% for pre-owned cars, financing a car purchase has become a daunting proposition for many Americans. Nissan's vehicles, which are no longer perceived as affordable, are particularly vulnerable to these economic pressures. Buyers seeking value are turning to competitors like Hyundai, Kia, and Toyota, which offer more for their money in terms of features, reliability, and resale value. Meanwhile, premium buyers who might once have considered a higher-end Nissan are opting for established luxury brands instead. Insurance rates, another key factor in car ownership costs, have also skyrocketed in recent years. Across the United States, insurance premiums have increased by 50 to 60% year over year, making even modestly priced vehicles a significant financial burden. For a brand like Nissan, whose appeal once lay in its cost-effectiveness, these rising costs have further alienated its target market. Industry-wide challenges. Nissan's struggles are emblematic of broader challenges facing the automotive industry. Record high inventory levels, rising production costs, and shifting consumer preferences have put pressure on manufacturers across the board. However, Nissan's inability to adapt has made it particularly vulnerable to these trends. One of the most pressing issues is the glut of unsold inventory. Across the United States, over 2,890,000 new vehicles are sitting on dealership lots, representing a 120% increase compared to the previous year. For Nissan, this means dealership floors crowded with models like the Nissan Armada and Rogue that simply are not selling. This inventory crisis is exacerbated by the rapid depreciation of Nissan vehicles. Unlike some competitors whose models retain their value well over time, Nissan cars have become notorious for losing value quickly. Within the first 6 months of ownership, many Nissan models depreciate by as much as 30%. For buyers, this rapid depreciation translates into poor resale value and higher negative equity, further diminishing the brand's appeal. Adding to Nissan's woes is the growing consumer preference for fuel efficiency and sustainability. The rise of hybrid and electric vehicles has left traditional internal combustion engine models struggling to compete. Nissan's lineup, which still relies heavily on gasoline-powered vehicles, feels increasingly out of step with consumer priorities. Global implications for Nissan. The challenges facing Nissan are not limited to the United States. Globally, the brand is undergoing a period of upheaval as it grapples with declining sales, job cuts, and production slowdowns. Nissan's decision to reduce production by 25% is a clear sign of its struggles, but it also raises questions about the brand's long-term viability. In markets like Europe and Asia, where sustainability is a key concern, Nissan's outdated lineup has struggled to compete with the more advanced offerings of competitors. The brand's global reputation has taken a hit, with critics pointing to its lack of innovation and failure to meet evolving consumer expectations. Rumors of a potential merger between Nissan and Honda have only fueled speculation about the brand's future. While a merger could provide much-needed stability, it would also represent a significant departure from Nissan's independent legacy. Whether such a move could save the brand or signal the beginning of the end remains to be seen. Impact on car buyers. For years, Nissan's primary appeal was its affordability. It offered dependable vehicles with competitive pricing, making it an easy choice for first-time buyers and budget-conscious families. Today, that perception has shifted dramatically. If you are considering a new or used car, Nissan may no longer be at the top of your list, and for good reason. The once affordable Nissan models now come with price tags that rival premium competitors without delivering the same value. Take the Nissan Rogue, for instance. Once a bestseller in the compact sport utility vehicle market, it now faces fierce competition from models like the Toyota RAV4 and Honda CR-V, both of which offer more advanced technology, better fuel efficiency, and superior reliability. For buyers, the decision is clear. Why pay Nissan prices when competitors offer more for the same cost, or even less? If you are in the market for a used Nissan, the situation is equally concerning. Thanks to steep depreciation rates, Nissan cars lose value faster than many other brands. This means you might be able to buy a used Nissan at a bargain price, but the resale value will be dismal. For buyers who plan to trade in or sell their cars within a few years, this is a major deterrent. And then there are the financial challenges. Rising interest rates have made car loans more expensive than ever, with rates averaging 7.2% for new vehicles and over 11% for pre-owned cars. Financing a car has become a daunting prospect. For buyers considering a Nissan, the lack of incentives and high sticker prices make the math even harder to justify. The resale value crisis. For current Nissan owners, the brand's struggles have created a ripple effect that directly impacts their wallets. One of the most glaring issues is the rapid depreciation of Nissan vehicles. Within the first 6 months of ownership, many models lose between 25 and 35% of their value. Over time, this depreciation gap only widens, leaving owners with vehicles worth far less than they owe. This growing gap between the car's market value and the loan balance, known as negative equity, is a significant problem. On average, American car owners owe $7,200 more on their vehicles than they are worth. For Nissan owners, this figure is often even higher, making it nearly impossible to trade in or sell their cars without taking a financial hit. Repossession rates are also on the rise. With auto loans becoming more expensive and wages failing to keep pace with inflation, many Americans are struggling to keep up with their payments. In the past year alone, repossession rates have climbed by 23%, and Nissan owners are among those most affected. When a brand's vehicles depreciate quickly and the cost of ownership rises, it creates a perfect storm that pushes buyers into default. This resale value crisis has broader implications too. As used car values plummet, it becomes harder for dealers to justify trade-in offers, leading to a backlog of unsold inventory. For Nissan dealerships, this is a vicious cycle. Unsold inventory drives down prices, which further erodes trade-in values and consumer confidence. Economic impacts. Nissan's struggles are not happening in a vacuum. They are part of a larger trend that is reshaping the automotive industry and impacting the economy as a whole. For car buyers, these shifts mean higher prices, fewer options, and more uncertainty. One of the most significant ripple effects is the impact on dealerships. Across the United States, dealership lots are overflowing with unsold vehicles, and every month these cars rack up more costs. Dealers must pay what is known as a flooring cost, essentially interest on the inventory they hold. For brands like Nissan, which are already struggling to move stock, these costs are becoming unsustainable. As dealerships slash prices to clear inventory, it creates a cascading effect on the market. New car prices drop, pulling down the value of used cars even further. For consumers, this might sound like good news, but the reality is more complicated. Falling prices hurt trade-in values and make it harder for buyers to secure fair deals on their current vehicles. The insurance industry is also feeling the pressure. Over the past 2 years, premiums have skyrocketed, with some states seeing increases of up to 60%. For car owners, these rising costs make it even harder to justify buying a new or used vehicle. And for brands like Nissan, which rely on cost-conscious buyers, this is yet another obstacle to recovery. Can Nissan turn it around? Despite the grim picture, there are glimmers of hope for Nissan. The brand has the resources and the legacy to stage a comeback, but doing so will require bold decisions and a willingness to adapt. One of the most promising opportunities lies in the electric vehicle market. While the Nissan Leaf may no longer be a top contender, the electric vehicle market itself is still growing rapidly. By investing in innovative designs, longer range batteries, and advanced technology, Nissan could re-establish itself as a leader in this space. A flagship electric vehicle, something that rivals the Tesla Model Y or Ford Mustang Mach-E, could be the catalyst Nissan needs to regain relevance. Another area of focus should be pricing. Nissan needs to return to its roots by offering vehicles that deliver exceptional value for their cost. This means not only lowering sticker prices, but also improving the quality and features of its cars to compete with rivals like Toyota and Hyundai. Aggressive marketing campaigns and dealership incentives could help rebuild consumer trust and drive sales. Nissan must also address its negative equity and resale value issues. This could involve offering better trade-in programs or providing financial incentives for loyal customers. By making it easier for current Nissan owners to upgrade to newer models, the brand could begin to chip away at its reputation problems and re-engage its customer base. Finally, Nissan needs to strengthen its partnerships and explore new avenues for growth. Rumors of a potential merger with Honda highlight the challenges Nissan faces, but they also present an opportunity. A strategic alliance could provide the resources and innovation Nissan needs to reinvent itself for the modern market. A new era for the automotive industry. Nissan's struggles are not just a story about one brand. They are a reflection of the broader challenges facing the automotive industry. Rising costs, shifting consumer preferences, and the push toward electrification are forcing manufacturers to rethink their strategies. For Nissan, the path forward will require not only addressing its immediate problems, but also positioning itself for long-term success in an industry that is undergoing rapid change. As the electric vehicle market continues to grow, the stakes are higher than ever. Brands that that fail to innovate or adapt risk being left behind, while those that embrace change stand to reap significant rewards. Nissan has the potential to be one of those success stories, but only if it learns from its mistakes and takes bold action. For consumers, the next few years will be pivotal. Whether you are a current Nissan owner, a potential buyer, or simply an observer, the choices Nissan makes today will shape the options available to you tomorrow. Lessons from the collapse. Nissan's dramatic fall from grace is more than just a cautionary tale. It's a masterclass in what happens when a brand loses touch with its audience. The company's struggles underscore the importance of adaptability, consumer trust, and staying ahead of industry trends. But what exactly can Nissan and the rest of the automotive industry learn from this downfall? First, Nissan's reliance on outdated strategies and its failure to embrace innovation have been costly. The automotive landscape has changed significantly over the last decade, with consumers demanding more fuel-efficient, technologically advanced, and environmentally friendly vehicles. While competitors like Tesla, Hyundai, and Toyota capitalized on these shifts, Nissan's response was slow and underwhelming. Another lesson lies in the importance of pricing and perceived value. Nissan's decision to raise prices without adding meaningful improvements to quality or technology alienated its core audience. The move was a stark contrast to brands like Hyundai and Kia, which have positioned themselves as leaders in affordability without compromising on modern features. Nissan's handling of its electric vehicle lineup highlights the need for bold, forward-thinking leadership. The Leaf could have been a springboard for Nissan's dominance in the electric vehicle market, but instead, it became a relic of missed opportunities. For Nissan to thrive again, it must embrace change and commit to delivering vehicles that resonate with modern buyers. What happens if Nissan fails? The possibility of Nissan's collapse raises significant questions about the future of the automotive industry. While the brand's struggles are unique, they also reflect broader challenges that could impact other manufacturers. If a legacy automaker like Nissan cannot survive the transition to electric vehicles, what does that mean for the rest of the industry? For consumers, the failure of a major brand like Nissan would mean fewer choices and potentially higher prices. Competition is critical to keeping the market dynamic and ensuring that buyers have access to a wide range of options. Without Nissan, the dominance of a few large players could stifle innovation and drive up costs. Economically, Nissan's collapse would have far-reaching implications. Thousands of jobs would be lost, not just at Nissan itself, but throughout its supply chain and dealership network. Communities that rely on Nissan factories and dealerships for employment would feel the impact deeply, adding to the broader economic strain already affecting many regions. Finally, Nissan's failure could serve as a wake-up call for the industry. It would highlight the risks of complacency and underscore the need for bold, decisive action in the face of change. While such an outcome would be devastating, it could also catalyze much-needed reforms and innovations across the automotive sector. The road ahead. Despite the challenges, Nissan's story is not yet over. The brand still has time to chart a new course and rebuild its reputation, but the clock is ticking. To succeed, Nissan must embrace a vision that is both ambitious and practical, balancing the need for innovation with the realities of a competitive market. Key to this strategy will be restoring consumer trust. Nissan must address the quality concerns that have plagued its recent models and demonstrate a renewed commitment to reliability. This means investing in better materials, tighter quality control, and customer-centric designs that reflect what buyers truly want. Nissan must also prioritize sustainability. The automotive industry is moving toward a greener future, and consumers are increasingly choosing brands that align with their environmental values. By integrating sustainable practices into its production processes and expanding its electric vehicle lineup, Nissan can position itself as a leader in the transition to eco-friendly transportation. Finally, Nissan needs to rekindle its connection with its audience. This means more than just offering competitive prices. It means creating vehicles that people are proud to own. Whether it's through bold design, cutting-edge technology, or exceptional customer service, Nissan must inspire loyalty and excitement among its customers. Nissan's journey is far from over, but the road ahead will not be easy. The choices the brand makes in the coming years will determine not only its own future, but also its place in the evolving automotive landscape. For buyers, dealers, and the industry as a whole, Nissan's story is a reminder of the importance of adaptability and innovation. What do you think? Can Nissan turn things around, or is it too late for the brand to recover? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you have a Nissan? Are you considering one, or have you already made the switch to a competitor? We'd love to hear your thoughts on where Nissan and the automotive industry goes from here.